Have you ever heard the saying, "No news is good news"? It's a phrase we toss around a lot. But have you ever thought about where it might come from or what it truly means? Today I want to share a little story about two cousins, a city mouse and a country mouse, that brings this old saying to life in a way you might not expect. It's a tale about home, family, and the surprising things we learn when we step away from our familiar surroundings. Our story begins with the city mouse, a sophisticated little fellow used to the hustle and bustle of urban life. He decided to take a well-deserved break and visit his cousin, who lived a much quieter life out in the countryside. The air was fresh, the food was simple, and the pace was wonderfully slow. For the city mouse, it was the perfect getaway. Every morning, the peaceful routine was the same. They'd wake up, have a simple breakfast of seeds and berries, and then watch as the postman made his daily rounds. Passing by the country mouse's cozy little home in the roots of a large oak tree, and every day, without fail, after the postman had gone, the country mouse would turn to his cousin with a look of concern on his face. "Another day and no letters for you," the country mouse would say, his whiskers twitching with worry. "You haven't received any news at all from your home in the city. Aren't you worried? What if something has happened? What if your friends need you? What if your pantry has been raided?" He'd pace back and forth, imagining all sorts of calamities. But the city mouse would simply lean back, take a sip of his dewdrop tea, and let out a relaxed chuckle. "Oh, my dear cousin, not at all," he'd say, with a confident wave of his paw. "You see, in the city, we have a saying, 'No news is good news.' It's the golden rule of being away from home." The country mouse looked puzzled. "No news is good news. How can that be? Surely a letter from a friend is good news." "Of course, a friendly letter is always welcome," the city mouse explained patiently. "But think about it. If something truly terrible had happened, something that needed my immediate attention, wouldn't my friends and neighbors make sure to contact me right away? They'd send a telegram, a messenger, anything. Silence, my friend, is a sign of peace. It means everything is running smoothly. It means nothing bad is happening at home, and I can truly relax and enjoy my holiday with you." This logic seemed to soothe the country mouse, and for a while they enjoyed their days in peace. They explored the meadows, told stories under the stars, and savored the tranquility of country life. The city mouse felt his stress melt away, completely confident in his philosophy. The absence of letters was proof that his life back home was perfectly in order. But then, one sunny afternoon, things changed. The postman stopped right at their door. He had a letter, and it was addressed to the city mouse. The country mouse's eyes grew wide. The city mouse, for the first time, felt a small knot of unease in his stomach. He carefully took the envelope and broke the seal. His cheerful expression quickly faded as he read the words written in a frantic scrawl. It was from his next-door neighbor. The letter was short and to the point. It said that a major water pipe in the city mouse's elegant townhouse had burst. The neighbor urged him to return home as fast as his little legs could carry him before the entire house was flooded. "Oh no," cried the city mouse, dropping the letter. His "no news is good news" philosophy had just been shattered. The news had finally arrived, and just as he had unknowingly predicted, it was bad, very bad. There was no time to waste. He bid his cousin a hasty farewell, packed his tiny suitcase in a flash, and began the frantic journey back to the city. He ran faster than he ever had before, his heart pounding with every step. All he could think about was his beautiful home, his cozy armchair, his well-stocked pantry, all submerged in water. Finally, exhausted and out of breath, he arrived at his front door. He fumbled with the key, his paws trembling. Taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. Whoosh! A massive wave of water surged out from the house, knocking him off his feet and sending him tumbling down the front steps. As he sat there, soaking wet and shivering, he saw something bobbing in the torrent of water that was now flowing down the street. It was his favorite pair of tiny leather shoes, floating away with the current. He had come home to a disaster, and just like that, the bad news he had finally received had become a very real, very wet reality. It was a harsh lesson for the city mouse. But while "no news is good news" can be a comforting thought, sometimes it just means you haven't heard the bad news yet. It's a good reminder that while it's great to be optimistic, it's also wise to stay connected with the people and places we care about. Maybe a little check-in now and then isn't such a bad idea after all. Thanks so much for watching and listening to this story with me today. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales and thoughts. See you in the next video.